Hi, I'm Byron, and I'd like to welcome you to WIM Makes. Now, WIM Makes is going to be a new series we're launching. It's kind of like a showcase series where we illustrate some of the behind-the-scenes techniques that we use to make our shorts and other videos. This week, we're going to be delving into vaporizing someone. One of the simplest editing techniques is just making someone disappear. You film the scene with your subject in frame, and then you film the scene again with the subject out of frame, and you just piece it together. Simple, right? Well, how do we take it up a notch? How do we make someone vaporize?
The first step is understanding how to shoot your scene. Similar to your disappearing act, you will need to film your scene with the subject in frame. Then, again, when they are out of frame. If this is a single shot, simply split your video using the shortcut Ctrl-Shift-D. In our case, we filmed our scene without our subject first, then added our subject. After you have your two layers, make sure your empty scene is the bottommost layer. If it isn't, simply drag and drop the layer as illustrated here. It is also always a good idea to label your layers as you go, especially as you make more complex projects. Once you have your two layers labeled, align your layers like so. You'll want to identify your starting point. Next, find the point in which your subject starts to disappear or vaporize. Typically, you'll have a moment or some sort of trigger to identify this. For us, the point is the snap. Once we have this point, we just need to create a mask. Make sure you have your subject layer selected, then select the pen tool. And using the pen tool, you now want to shape around your subject. This can just be a rough outline. Once you have completed your outline, make any necessary adjustments. To edit a point, hold the Control key as you select the point you wish to modify, and drag accordingly. Once this has been achieved, we want to set a keyframe for the current mask's layout. To do this, expand the drop-down arrow next to your subject's layer. Repeat the mask option. Again. Then select the stopwatch next to Mask Path. Move backwards by one frame and adjust your mask so that the entire scene is included. Make sure there's a keyframe for this. This is how we are going to have your subject disappear. We want to keep it one frame so that the subject disappears quickly. Next, we need to expand your mask so that your subject completely disappears. Move forward 4 frames and set a negative number for mask expansion. Scrubbing the timeline, we can see that the actual disappearance does not look that great. We can remedy this by adding a feather effect and even subtracting the opacity. Now for a quick RAM preview. Not bad. We aren't finished, however. Let's add some smoky effect. There are a couple of resources available online, but you simply need a smoke, explosion, or whatever you want to overlay. We used footagecrate.com as our resource and went with a powdery, smoke-like explosion. Once you have your overlay, drag and drop that on your timeline, making sure that the effect matches the moment of your trigger. Once you have the timing, we just need to make a couple of adjustments to help the whole look flow. Let's change the mode of this layer. If you do not have your mode option visible, you can do so by selecting Toggle Switches and Modes. Play around with them and see which best fits your need. For this video, we are going to use the Multiply mode. And another quick RAM preview, and presto, we have our vanishing subject.
Well, as you guys can see, once you know the basics, it's not that hard to expand on these, and the possibilities really are endless. Make sure you guys stay tuned in the upcoming weeks for the short that we utilize this technique. It's looking to be awesome. And make sure you guys comment below. Let us know how you've used what we've taught you. Comment with a video. Show us what you've done. This is just the foundation, but I'm sure you guys can come up with a bunch of great stuff. See you guys next week.